Oh, hello, this is Tak Chung from Walk with Tak. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. There's one Chinese condiment that are used frequently to season dishes. For example, this is a dim sum dish which chicken feet is seasoned with this fermented black soybean. Fermented black soybean is a very traditional condiment for season many different types of Chinese dishes, including meat, vegetable, and tofu. And my wife, for whatever reasons, she loved fermented black soybean. She actually never had fermented black soybean until she met me. Now, if you wonder what is the flavor of fermented black soybean, one thing I can tell you, if you have mapo tofu, you will know what the flavor of fermented black soybean is like. Because the characteristic flavor of mapo tofu originated from fermented black soybean. Fermented black soybean is a very versatile seasoning condiment. Here, I am cooking it with shrimp. I coat the shrimp with a light layer of cornstarch, and I shallow fry them together with the fermented black soybean. The flavor combination of the shrimp and the fermented black soybean is excellent. It provides a contrasting flavor. Black bean is actually fermented black soybean, and the Chinese word for black bean is douchi. And after the black soybean has fermented, it is mixed with salt and often with garlic as well. And this fermented black soybean is very popular in many different dishes, not only in China, but also in the different part of the world. This includes Korea, Japan, and many countries in Southeastern Asia. Fermented black soybean has a very long history. It's probably one of the oldest known food that made from soybean. It was highly valued as a seasoning condiment in the royal court. The most significant evidence of black bean used in Chinese cuisine was discovered in a tomb that dated back to 150 years BC. And the earliest writing regarding fermented black soybean dated back to about 1,000 years ago. When you open up a bag of black bean, when you smell it, you find that it has a pungent, but it also has a sharp as well as a slightly spicy smell. The taste is usually salty, and it tastes like an overcharged soy sauce. And it also has a slight bitter and sweet taste as well. And there are different ways to cook them to release its flavor. The process of making the black bean actually causes them to turn soft. And in fact, they are semi-dry. And this is how you want the black bean to be. Because of the added salt, you do not need to refrigerate them. Black bean comes in different forms. You can buy them as bean as shown in this figure, but you can also buy them in a sauce. Traditionally, most people buy the black bean as the beans themselves. This provides much greater flexibility of how you want to cook them. However, you can also buy black bean that are already prepared in a garlic sauce, which is a very common form in presenting the black bean. Another way that black bean is packaged is that it is immersed in a spicy sauce. Lastly, you can also buy black bean in a paste. The most traditional form of black bean comes in a round paper cardboard container, looks something like this. This packaging has remained unchanged for a long period of time. At the back of the container, it has the following descriptions. It said Yangji preserved beans with ginger is processed by a traditional natural method with black beans grown in Yangjing area. And fresh ginger was added as main ingredients. it has a crisp quality, delicious taste, and rich nutrition, being the best kind of seasoning for Chinese food. This paper carton represents the old style of how food used to be packaged. Now, of course, there are more brands available nowadays with black beans that are put in plastic container or in plastic bags. After you remove the top of the container, you will find the black bean is packed in a loosely plastic bag. And this bag contains 500 grams of a black bean, which equivalent to 17 ounces. I will then transfer the black bean and store them in a plastic container. You can store them just in room temperature. You want the bottle has a tight lid. This will prevent the black bean from drying out. And when you store it in such a way, the black bean will last over a year or longer. You can buy black bean in most of Asian Chinese grocery store, but you can also buy black bean from Amazon, which is usually more expensive. They are almost 3 times more than you will be able to get it from Chinese grocery store. There are many ways to cook the black bean. I'm going to give you a couple examples of how I cook them. The first way I have shown you earlier, I cook the black bean with shrimp. In this example, I shallow fry the shrimp and I mix the black bean directly with the shrimp and the cornstarch. And by frying the black bean first, it keeps the flavor of the black bean within it. So when you eat the shrimp, you actually eat the black bean at the same time. It gives the shrimp a wonderful, intense flavor of the black bean. This is a great way to cook the black bean. And my wife loves this method than any other method that I use for cooking the black bean. This way, the shrimp and the black bean almost has a complementary flavor for each other. In fact, you can use the same method to cook chicken, beef, or pork. In the second method, I add the black bean directly to hot oil. Basically, I am sauteing the black bean first. I usually saute it for about 10 or 15 seconds before I add the other food ingredients. In this case, I'm going to add some venison. And black bean goes really well with venison. It is probably one of the best way to cook venison. It gives it great flavor. These are the 2 common ways that I use for cooking black bean with different dishes. However, black bean is truly versatile as a condiment, and it can be used in different capacities. In future video, I will use other examples to show you how to use black bean to create the unique flavor in many different Chinese dishes. I post a video each day to help you to make home cooking practical, efficient, creative, and fun using my fast cooking system so you can make home cooking as part of your daily routine. If you want to learn more about my fast cooking system, please subscribe this YouTube channel. So keep on cooking. I will see you tomorrow.